Okay, so the exchange fellowship program in the USA was such a wonderful journey for me in a very short period of time. I couldn't think of any better program to participate, and I believe that was once in a lifetime experience for me. Hi everyone, I'm Thoi Noing. This is my home name, by the way. Some people call me Chow Mong, some people call me Chow. And I participated in the Community Engagement Exchange or CEE program in the USA. And I've recently come back from USA, and I am super excited to share my overall journey experience with all of you. So, since my childhood, I have always wanted to visit the foreign countries like many others, and I always wished the USA to be my first abroad country to visit. I had this very silly arch that if I get a visa on my passport, the USA should be the first country to get my visa from, and it eventually happened. So yeah, thanks to the US State Department for its fully funded exchange program. It covered my accommodation, my airfare, transportation, and on top of that, they gave us the monthly stipend, which was enough for, daily necessities. And I made new connections there, new friends over there. I worked with some amazing people in wonderful organization called Jacob Aries in New York. I traveled. I got the exposure of new culture there. I met with diverse people there. I volunteered there. I mean, I don't think there's anything that I could even ask for more. So yeah, to begin with the full experience, let's talk about the CEE program first, what the program is and what's the purpose of it. So the Community Engagement Exchange Program is as I mentioned, this is the full funded exchange program by the US State Department. IREX organizes this program. So basically they get the funding from US State Department, and they execute the whole program from starting the application to the end of the program. So what they do is they open the application and they invite the young professionals from all over the world. And after the competitive selection process, they finally get invitation to participate in the US practicum for 3 months in the USA. So before departing, the fellows get matched with the organization, so they get to know where the organization is. For my case, it was in the New York. There is an organization called Jacob Aries, called the host organization. So the fellows will have to work 3 months with the host organization under a supervisor. For our batch, we had the orientation program in Detroit, in Michigan. In Detroit, we spent around 3 to 4 days having the orientation. First dinner that we're having in the hotel in Detroit. So this is some wrap. I don't know what the wrap it's made of exactly. I think it's turkey. And then it's a salad. And this is some dessert. This is the fruit. And then from there we had to fly to the states where the organizations were, where we were assigned to work with. And after the whole fellowship program in USA, the fellows have to come back to their own countries and implement their own projects in their home, in their own communities. So that's the basic requirement of this program. To share my application process, I was a fresh graduate at that time, and I was, engaged with my own initiative called YSAP, and I was also engaged with this youth organization called ISAC. ISAC in Bangladesh. ISAC is an international youth organization. Apart from that, I was also allocating my dedicated time to look for the opportunities. And luckily, one day I found out that there is this, CEE program opening. They have opened their application, and I saw that on the US Embassy Dhaka page. So I clicked on that link, and I saw the application requirements and the questions of the essays. And the first thing that came into my mind at the time was, nah, I don't think I can do it. I don't think this program is for me. I mean, yeah, those I was very skeptic, and I just crossed out the tab. But Later part of the day, I convinced myself that maybe if I don't even get selected, but let me just go through the application process. I saw some questions there. Let me just answer, the questions. Let me just write the essays, and I decided to start answering with the easiest question first. So I picked the about myself question. When I started writing the answer about myself, I was wrong. That was not the easiest one. That was, in fact, the toughest question to answer. So I skipped that one, and I eventually listed out my experience, and I answered another question, and one by one, I completed these questions, and I submitted it, and I thought, okay, that was it. Even if I don't even hear back from them, I saw that I at least had this full document of the answers, which was very, I think, resourceful for me for the future. I was happy with that. Maybe I should not even expect more. So the month passed by, and finally, after I think 3 or 4 months, I got a notification from Gmail that, from Community Engagement Exchange Program. I opened the Gmail, and they wrote that congratulations, you have been shortlisted for the first round. After all the process, I received this email letter, and I was very happy about that. I mean, I thought that, okay, finally I've made it. So after that, I got to meet with two other fellows from Bangladesh, Tasmia Apu and Irfan. So we hanged out, and we were very happy that at least we have some other people to attend the same program and fly together. So yeah, the visa process started. It went very smooth. We received wonderful support from the US Embassy Dhaka, and the final day came where we had to fly to the USA. So from Dhaka Shah Jalal International Airport, we took off with the Turkish Airlines, and we had 10 hours layover in Istanbul. So what we did is we registered for the tour Istanbul trip. That's an amazing trip, by the way. I can make a separate video of it. And we at the Istanbul airport, we met with other fellows from other countries as well, and we together flew to Detroit, Michigan. That's the destination from the Istanbul. So finally, we arrived in Detroit, and we met with more than 100 of fellows from all over the world, and it was such a very amazing moment, as well as overwhelming moment for us, all of us, because we were jet lag. I've never experienced jet lag before, and that was very different kind of experience for me. Apart from that, the 3 days went very kind of ice breaking, get to know each other. So yeah, we went to New York, and finally I got to see the New York for the first time. I was very lucky that my host mother came to pick me up from the airport. Otherwise, I could have been very puzzled. So yeah, in the car we had a very great chit chat, and then we arrived at her place. I As soon as I saw the place, I loved it. It was very cozy and very homely kind of place. And they have a dog, Rocco. We instantly bonded. So yeah, it took a little amount of time to just adjust with the new environment, but I eventually loved the place, and I'm at a very good bond with the host family. The initial days in New York was pretty tough for me, I would say, because I was very scared in terms of even going out. On the first day, I stayed at home, and on the second day, I decided that I have to take the first step to go out, because if I don't go out, I would not, be able to navigate even. So I took the first step to go out, and then I took the train. The subway station was very puzzling for me. So I went to the 183rd Street. That was the closest metro station, subway station from my place. So I went there. I asked to one of the police officers. The police officers in New York, they are very helpful. So the police officer helped me to navigate the metro card, And then he told me everything, how to navigate the stations. So I got my metro card and I went to the Central Park first. I roamed around and I came back. So that gave me a sort of courage to go out. I thought, okay, I think I can figure out. Some friends were really helping me. So 5th of February, we had our first office day. And I woke up, I got out, I took the subway to the office, and I somehow navigated. They were very welcoming, and I was pretty anxious coming from a very remote place, Bandurban, from Bangladesh, and coming to the most vibrant city, New York, and working there was a wild kind of, imagination for me. But I was eventually there, and I loved the office. I loved the energy there. Everyone was very helpful. Yeah, I met with my supervisor as well, and we worked on the work plan. I came up with the project called Empower Speak. There was this high school called Infotech High School. I went there and I met with the students, and I thought, okay, so if I have to work on something, I think I can, facilitate a workshop on public speaking and communication, because there I might have some experience on it. So I told my supervisor that I want to work on this project, and he immediately approved it. I started working on the project. Throughout the project, implementation, I learned a lot. The Empower Speak was such a significant project for me because I got to plan and I got to take 5 sessions with the high school students there. I also worked on this intergenerational financial literacy project. We had to, invite two groups, older adults and younger adults, and they eventually talked about money. So it was an interesting project as well. There was another co-fellow, Valeria from Peru. She was there with me in the same organization. We worked together, have fun together. We used to annoy each other, but we made a great friendship. So the 3 months went pretty great for me in terms of working with the organization, in terms of, visiting new places. I visited around 7 to 8 states, and with other fellows, we also went to the Niagara Falls and, other significant places. And I got to visit some Ivy League universities like the Yale University, Columbia University, and MIT. To talk about the challenge, I would say the winter. The cold was very harsh. Also, since the culture was different and there was diverse, cultural people, I used to be very conscious about everything that I said, because I did not want to upset someone else with my actions. So those are the things that I constantly had to remind myself. And to talk about the best learnings, I would say I learned the impact of communication and leadership. So the communication is such a great key, and I wondered how, effectively people would communicate in my office. My supervisor Chris was such a great communicator. He made sure that, before implementing the work, I understood the project, and he also made sure that I feel comfortable to reach out to him whenever I face some difficulties. So this is a great learning that I took. And also one philosophy that I've learned, that the best thing in life come after taking challenges, and challenges require some courage, and courage comes after taking small steps, and small steps require some small decisions. So if we just decide to take the small steps, it lead us to have the courage to take the challenges. And the result that comes after taking challenges is worthwhile. So that was all. Thank you so much for listening till the end. of my journey. And it was, I got to share this because I thought this is kind of exposure that everyone should take at least once in their lifetime, especially coming from a very lower middle class family. We dream about having this kind of exposures, and this open many windows and gives a very important thing, that's confidence. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity, and I want everyone to take these kind of opportunities. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to watch more contents, you can subscribe the channel. Thank you.